And take 3. Hello, Internet. I am Kwhat, and this is Space Engineers. One of my favorite games that I've been having a hard time getting to record. Go through the door, will you? Anyway, Durbin's not here with me, because he isn't. Oh, there we go. Okay, just a little bit of lag. No, I didn't want to go all the way out here, you shit fuck. Okay. Anyway, this is a little test video that I'm going to put up just for fun. I have meteors on. I have attack dogs on. As I've said twice before. Oh, here comes the dogs. Oh, that one went flying off into another void of the Shadow Walkers. That happens sometimes in Space Engineers. The dogs will get hit and they'll go flying. I'll show you why I don't like it, if I can find this one. There he is. Originally they were cyberhounds, and they looked like cyberhounds. In this one they look like wolves. And when you shoot them and kill them... Oh look, he has spell components. They make dying dog noises. Like, you know... Oh! And that kind of sucks, because it makes you feel like you've just killed somebody's puppy. But as you saw, they do drop loot. They drop, you know, stuff that you need if you're playing survival mode. And it does make survival mode that much more difficult, because the dogs are there to kind of hurt you. Or chew on your base. They can actually chew through these blocks, and they can make your turrets bleed. No, they don't bleed. They catch fire. They can, you know, damage your turrets and make things generally bad for you. In the 3 other times that I tried to do this video, I built an underground sort of bunker that you saw in the beginning of the video. And now, because I'm pressing the wrong buttons, everything's going horribly wrong. I have so much trouble falling into this hole. I guess that's a good thing, because if it wasn't creative mode, I'd die falling down that far. But this thing has an oxygen generator, an oxygen tank, an assembler, a refinery, and all of that. I don't need oxygen on a planet, because, you know, you can breathe on the planet. But it does create hydrogen, which if you have a hydrogen tank, you can fill hydrogen bottles, and those are good for your jetpack. Blah, 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 blah. At any rate, what was I going to do? I've done everything. I've done a bunch of stuff for 2 videos, and it didn't work. So actually, these aren't piped in correctly, and I kind of don't like where they are. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh! And ice flies out of the thing. And I just did, you know, I'm having trouble tonight. Things are not going as planned. And I'm upset. When I shouldn't be. But I am. Okay, so that's an assembler, and I can move that too. We'll just move that. Frickin'. Hey, oops. I forgot I had a bunch of shit in my What else have I got? Large steel tubes. Life is frustrating. you're just starting out in the YouTube world. It hates you. And I need to repair my floor. Well, that did a lot of damage. That did a lot of damage for just a little guy. Good enough. Now, to the cargo pod. Then we'll stick all of this wonderful stuff in here. Because that's what we do. Fee. Okay. And now the assembler. We don't need the oxygen stuff, so I'm not going to bother with that. Monkeys. God damn it. Yeah. The assembler. I just want to make sure I'm piping it in. I guess that's good. Well, I can't get to it. Yes, I can. No, I'm gonna grab something. Doesn't matter what. Grab all those. Move the assembler. And the way to see if it's piped up correctly is like down here you have all these components and stuff. And you can go down here to the small cargo container. If I can bring it down, yeah, see it's all good. I just can't bring it into the refinery because it's not a refinable material. And actually I'm out of refinable material. That was my turrets shooting a dog. There's only one of them, so it's not a big deal. I mean, if they were going like crazy, excuse me. If they were going like crazy, then I would go up there and take my little personal pea shooter here and give them a hand. Because when a lot of dogs show up and come in, then they tend to get by the turrets. That's what's going on down here in my little tunnel. I dug all this out. I put in the wall and ceiling blocks and the floor, and I put in this battery and all these lights and blah, 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 blah. Nothing worked. It didn't record right. And the microphone wasn't plugged in. I have a lot of trouble with these things. I'm sure everybody starts out with trouble. I like this, like I come out of here and there's the moon, which is my goal eventually, is to, you know, be able to fly out to the moon. Not a very spectacular view here. I mean, I'm on a lake bed. And you always start on a lake bed with the Space Engineer's Planet starting thing. Solar system, that is, not planet. The problem that I have with it is it used to drop you in a, like, drop ship. A planetary drop ship, which you could break down for materials. Now when you go into this, it just puts you on this lake bed. Just you. Nothing else. No starting materials that I know of. And that kind of bothered me. I mean, you should at least be able to build a battery, a couple of solar panels, and, you know, have some glass or something like that. So when I start my survival thing, which is going to be a series of challenges in order to build a survival base, a rover of some kind, protection, and whatnot, I'm going to give myself basically a platform with a cargo container that has some basic needs. It's going to have some steel plating in it so that I can build these the armor blocks, light armor blocks. Excuse me. It's going to have the components for, a couple batteries, like 1 or 2 batteries. It's going to have the components for 1 or 2 of these turrets because I'm going to have both, what do you call them, meteors and dogs, both turned on, so that I'll have to deal with that. Also, I'm going to have some ammo for my little gun, and whatnot. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to give myself some starting components, not any starting builds, just some starting components to kind of help myself out. Just enough to build a small little square with some batteries and a turret or two, and also, here we go, meteor storm. Let's see what these are like. Here they come. It's not really a storm. It looks like it's just 2 right now. Oh, nope, there's a lot more than 2. Looks like they're going to go by us, but let's get up on here. These turrets are automatic. As you can see, here they come. And it's going to try and shoot them down. The problem is the turrets, those are close. Here we go. Kaboom. Kaboom. That's right there. It throws a lot of particles in the air, slows down the game. This is a graphics intensive game. That's the end of the meteor storm. That's exciting. And I found out in one of the previous recordings that they tend to drop ore. Like, in here, there's some of this stuff. And I can take my drill and crash the game. There we go. Take my drill and come in and drill it out, and there I have some cobalt. And that's cool because I don't have to go digging too much. I just wait for the meteors to hit and then go look for them. This patch here, this dark patch, already has some sort of resource underneath it. Oop, right into it. This is magnesium? Is that what this dropped? No, this isn't magnesium. This is silicone. Oh, cool, silicone. But there's magnesium under the ice. 40 some odd meters under the ice. Could be more. Could be anywhere in this dark patch. But these, as I said before, these meteors, drop resources sometimes, not always. Yep, it did. More magnesium. Magnesium is needed for ammunition and other things. That's good. And did I just get it or did it drop? Let's orient ourselves here. Did I get it? Inventory. Yeah, I have a bunch of magnesium, so that's cool. I have silicone. This lake bed took a beating in the other videos that I did. It looks like it's kind of cleared them up through the save games. Oh, dogs. I don't know why they go flying like that. I guess it's just a weird game glitch, but Oops. Okay, construction components. There it is. I tend to lose my bases. But yeah, this poor lake bed has taken one hell of a beating. I mean, every single one of these craters has come from previous hits with meteors. But it's cool, and oh my god, don't make videos at past 1 a.m. But it creates kind of an exciting, you know, you don't know when they're going to hit, you don't know where they're going to hit. It's all randomized. You have to really be careful of your base. I like building underground bases, even though this is the first successful one. Usually they end up being all wacky because I don't know exactly where to dig and how to place it and all that crud. So they come out pretty crappy, but you like hearing that? You like hearing the pop of my soda? A little Mountain Dew Code Red. Good stuff. Not so good for, you know, being healthy, but I'm not going to say yellow because I hate that word. I hate yellow. I hate YOLO, and I also hate this new fad with the word Felicia, the name Felicia. Everything's Felicia this and Felicia that. Who the hell is Felicia? I don't understand it. Oh, they're firing again. See, this is cool. I mean, this is what kind of makes it exciting, is that you know, in the middle of your build, you know, you've got to kind of stop building and fight dogs, or hope that your base doesn't get destroyed by a meteor shower. Stuff like that. Well, this is just going to be a little, I mean, you know, this is a short video because the other ones didn't work. The first one was like a half hour long and it didn't work. The second one was like 15 minutes long and it didn't work. But as the sun is, I believe, coming up over the horizon, you get to see how pretty the game is. The game is super pretty. When the sun is down, everything's kind of gray and it doesn't, you know, yield much to the eye. Yield much doesn't, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. I'm saying stuff, and you know, people who are watching or listening, people who aren't. That's just the way it goes. Fuck it. I don't care. I do care. I'm kidding. I do care. I care about all 10 of my subscribers. Very pretty game. There's a whole planet here to explore. It's not just a lake bed surrounded by mountains with some trees in it. I could go beyond those mountains into the rest of the planet and explore and dig and find all kinds of stuff. But I think the ultimate goal when I do start my survival thing, it'll be on a different lake bed. The problem, this is the other thing, is it used to be randomized, like which planet you landed on and where you went on that planet. You could choose because you started out in your little drop ship, your atmospheric drop ship, and you started out in the air, and you could move it around, and you could drive, and you could choose a good spot to land. And now it just seems like every time you go into this, you start on the same exact map. It's not randomized anymore. It's the same, pretty much the same lake bed, surrounded by the same rocks, the same mountains, the same valleys, and you know, I don't think that's as fun. I will agree, though, that it is so much easier to start out on a lake bed. It's flat, or not lake bed, on a frozen lake. It's flat. There's plenty of area around you. You won't be surprised so much by the dogs. And also, it's easier to get to the places that have, you know, the meteors hitting the ice. You can just go out and go to them. The one thing that, well, not one, but one of the many things that is bad about being on the lake bed and building on the lake bed is that you're extremely vulnerable. There is just nothing but openness around you. There's nothing to protect you. Which is why you want to build turrets pretty much right away. You want to have at least one working turret to protect you from the dogs and to protect you from the meteors. Have one working turret and hopefully have enough ammunition to keep it going for a while. But yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this here. It's going to be nice and short, just in case it doesn't work. That way I'm not throwing away another half hour of my life. Where are we killing? Where are we killing? There must have been a dog over here somewhere. Yep, there it is. I was going to end the video and now I'm going to loot a dog. Ooh, power cells. Power cells are really important. If you build a battery and then you break the battery down because you no longer want to have that build, you don't get all the components back. With most of the other things, you get the components back that you built it with. The batteries, you don't. It's another one of those things where, you know, you really have to plan your day. Because you don't get your battery components back, and that when you go to build another battery, you know, that sucks. Good part of the game, though. I do like that. It sucks for you breaking down batteries and like moving your base and everything, but it's a really good because it makes you think. Like, how many batteries am I going to put down here? How many components do I have for those batteries? And am I going to move to a different location? And am I going to need more batteries? Because then you've got to farm the stuff that takes, you know, the stuff that you build the batteries with. Because, I mean, in this game, you take raw ore, or what? Yeah, thanks, Dervid. I gotta be Dervid when he's not here, apparently. But you take raw ore in the form of rocks, like this stuff, and you... Where is it? There we go. You refine that raw ore, as I'm doing here. Apparently I'm not going to end this video where I say I do. And you turn it into these basically refined ore pieces. Then you go into your assembler and you create the components like the power cells. You need iron, silicon, and nickel. And you have to have enough of them. And yeah, that's kind of a bother. So, you know, when you break down your batteries, you gotta say, okay, what do I have for raw materials? If I don't have the raw materials, maybe I have the components, because you don't get your components back, as I said. And it creates I like that mechanic in the game. It's kind of a frustrating mechanic, but at the same time, you know, the game can't always just be, hey, let's build something. Which, in this mode, which is creative mode, you can just build something. So if I wanted to, let's just, fuck it. I'm not going to end this video here, or there, where I said I was going to. Screw that. Let's just put some blocks down. Creative mode, you get the full block. You can just, boom. There it is. A full block. You'll see when I start the survival series thing, the survival videos, that they don't start built like that. Actually, I can come in here and use my little grinder here and show you what I'm talking about. Get my little grinder here. There we go. I like that little blade. You can actually see like it says stuff on it. Anyway, so as you can see, I just broke down that block. So in creative mode, it starts as a full block. In survival mode, it pretty much looks like this. Or something similar to this. And then you have to take your welder, and if you have the materials you see down here on the side, I'm pointing to it because, you know, why not? Let's point. But, let's see if I do this. Oh no, it goes away. But you can see down in the corner there where it says light armor block, it says on the bottom you need 5 steel plates. I mean, you need 20 steel plates. Yeah, I'm an idiot. And on the top, you need another 5. So you need a total of 25 steel plates in order to make one block, one light armor block. So when you first place it, it looks a little something like this. And then if you have your 25 steel plates, you take your welder and you build it just like that. And that's how it works in survival mode. Everything you start from nothing and build your way up. In this mode, I can just build whatever. This whole entire thing here was built in this mode just as a quick little base to be able to show off and do some test videos. And I will continue in creative mode to kind of build this base up and dig down and kind of just construct it, because I do kind of like it. I like where it's going. Oh, I almost fell all the way through. That's like a goal now. But yeah, I do like kind of where it's going and how it's, you know, just kind of a neat little starter base. How many mods? Do I have any mods in this one? I don't have any mods in this one. This is not a modified map, so I can't put a bed down. At least we can give the guy a chair. We'll give the guy a chair to rest. I fall asleep in my computer chair all the time, so there. Just something to rest on. I sound like that painter guy, but I forget his name. You know, just something to rest on. You don't have to have something to rest on in here, though. And there I am. There's me. That's me. Every engineer looks the same. I'm not sure why. I'll take my helmet off, and there I am, sitting in my chair. I'm looking at us. Yeah. Wonderful. Alright, well, I am going to end this video now. And I'm going to hopefully, you know, be able to put it up on YouTube, because it's been screwing up on me. At any rate, like, comment, subscribe, all that jiggity jazz, and I will see everybody in the next video.